What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants. No hate. So the saga continues with bad news for Adrien Broner. It's not shocking, and that's a bad thing when someone is just always in a lousy situation, and it's just not shocking because that's just what this person is known to do. Look, I don't know exactly why he's been arrested. I did read part of a story, but I was in a crowded ass area, and look, Adrien Broner. The article I was reading, I didn't get a chance to really get through it. It was too much. Just when you read a story out, they want to give you all of this other unnecessary information, opinion. Okay, what happened? Where's the facts? I don't know. I don't even need to. Let me just say this. I don't even really need to. Adrien Broner, at his age, in terms of boxing and how his skills have deteriorated, he's done. I told you this guy's 2-3 years ago that Adrien Broner was done. And people don't understand. Everybody, you can sit back and watch a fight of Adrien Broner. It's no different from watching a guy. It's no different from watching Roy Jones in his prime, and then watching the Roy Jones that fought Glenn Kelly. Tarver and forget the other guy, the Jamaican guy that knocked him out. You can sit and imagine all you want, but Roy was done. For Roy Jones, it was just a situation of Father Time catching up. It had nothing to do with the streets, and Roy getting locked up, and Adrien Broner, man, even like his very last fight with Blair Cobb, man, I'm gonna hit these streets. Talk about how he got bodies and all, just saying a bunch of stupid things. And I'm like, man, for people to embrace that, like when people say the streets is listening, the streets is talking, and for people to embrace that nonsense is like, not only is it a trash mentality, but it's also encouragement. And especially when you see the immaturity in people. It's like, it's certain people I can't be around. There's a guy I know right now. I haven't seen him in a long time, but when I was around, I looked out for him. But he's not somebody that I could bring around a lot of people, because I know I'd have to, relax, leave it go, let it go. Because he's just one of those people that he's going to do or say something that's going to offend people. And there's times I had to tell him to shut his fucking mouth because he just say the wrong things. And one of the things about people is they feel entitled, like they can just say and do what they want. And every time Adrien Broner gets himself in some type of trouble, the comments is all about what Adrien was, and they always, Adrien still got it in him. Yo, Adrien can still, Adrien. You're wishing for the best for this guy. But Adrien has to understand what Adrien needs to do. The only thing that I remember reading that they mentioned, because the article was so damn long, man, is that he was in the middle of, he was training when they grabbed him. You gotta grow up. You gotta pay attention to what's happening. You have to, things happen. People, for example, you could have an expired license, driver's license, and you really it could slip your mind, like, oh shit, my shit is due, or whatever, and things happen. Oh shit, I gotta renew my registration. My insurance card didn't come yet, or whatever, or however, or whatever, or people don't check the mailbox like they're supposed, whatever. Just saying, things do happen. And it's not going to get you out of getting a ticket. It's not going to get you out of getting your car towed, or whatever the case may be, or whatever. But you understand what I'm saying? It's your responsibility to do so. Man, what I'm saying is, when you have this reputation that you're some wild, street dude, you're that age, it's just like, it's just another situation of, here's a grown man, here's someone that you think would learn at some point that, hey, man, I got to focus on what's important in life. This is one of the things that I get sick of hearing from athletes, though. For people that become rich, period. Is when they say things like, that's the famous Mike Tyson quote about the money come too fast. I wasn't used to it. I was just, So wait. So you're telling me you had to rob, you felt like you had to rob, steal, lie your way through life, bully people, do all these type of things you did, and all of a sudden now you get the money. And even in those days when you're talking about, I got to thank God, I put God first, and God just got, so your God didn't tell you, hey, you don't need to be out here robbing people. You don't need to be out here doing what you're doing. Don't extort people. Change your life. No. And to me, it's a crutch. It's nothing but a crutch mentality. One of the meanest people that I've ever listened to in my life, never met him, but listened to him talk, but one of the meanest people that I listened to, and I respect the fuck out of his logic, was Dick Gregory. Because Dick Gregory, same way, came up, I came up in the trenches, bro. I came up in the neighborhood that, check this out. The neighborhood I moved into was a suburb. It was racist. I mean, as a kid, it was racist. They was walking around marching with signs, we don't want another nigger town. Yeah, all of that shit. And it was the case of, the more black people move in, the more people of color, period. The white people moved out. And then it became racist. Dig this. It became racist on the level of Haitian people don't like black Americans. Africans don't like Jamaicans. Jamaicans don't like... You understand what I'm saying? And nobody could get along. And when you did get along with people, it was kind of like, I, for some reason, got along with damn near everybody. You always had somebody that didn't know you, that, for whatever reason, wanted to fight out the hard way, that some people you just don't fuck with. And what ended up happening, though, was like, it turned into a straight ghetto, to a hellhole, to a war zone. Yeah. And my whole thing with that was, look here. I'm not like you, and I'm not like you. I'm my own man. I don't follow behind what other people do. There was a time where, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago, I ran into somebody that I kind of grew up with. And I say kind of because we were all in the same neighborhood. We all got along. It was real cool, but he wasn't somebody I really consider a friend. But there was a mutual respect, and like we always got along. And I remember he said to me that I'm lucky. And I looked at him and I said, "What you mean lucky? How so?" He said, "Nah, man, like, because you made it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You good now. Like you." I looked at him and I said, "Okay, I hear you, but I'm not understanding you. How am I lucky? I mean, I'm still here. I'm still alive. How am I lucky?" And he goes, "No, I'm saying, like, because you made it out. Like, the hood shit, like, like, most of us, man, like, we either die in that motherfucker or we end up in jail." I said, "Yeah, I hear you. I'm not misunderstanding the words you're saying. I just don't understand how I got lucky, how what you're saying applies to me. I made a conscious decision to not be a drug dealer or a gangbanger. I beat the shit out of drug dealers and gangbangers. I had beef with drug dealers and gangbangers. I had an army of people with me. If it got to that point where, oh, you scared to throw hands? Okay, cool. You want to take it there? Then we're going to take it there. Whatever. I made a conscious decision to work when you chose to sell drugs. I made a conscious decision to wait and save my money when I needed something that I couldn't afford at one point, while you chose to go out and rob people. So how did I get lucky?" Yeah. Damn, I never thought about it that way, Aries. Damn, you're right. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't understand what the fuck you mean when you say I got lucky. Because I could have went out and did asshole shit too. The only thing I've ever been guilty of was violence. It's the area we grew up in. It's the way it was. From one town to the next, to the next, to the next, they were all ghettos. And when we went outside the ghetto to do what we had to do, we had to deal with racism and all kinds of shit. So it was all about making wise decisions. So when I hear black people sitting up here talking this, yo, Adrien a real nigga, yo, he a real nigga. When I hear Adrien reference himself as a real nigga, it's like, see, that's the part that's fucked up. Because you know what a real nigga is to racist people? Do you know what a real nigga is to intelligent people? Do you know what a real nigga is to people that have respect and dignity? And therefore, for Adrien Broner to be in the situation he's in right now, Adrien Broner, man, you know, people always bring up what his talents was and how he could have been this and that and what he, none of that shit is none of that shit even matters at this point. One of the things, I don't know Adrien Broner personally. I don't know who he will listen to and who he won't listen to. One thing I will say, Floyd tried to get in his ear, and you had a lot of ignorant people talking about Floyd just jealous of Adrien. He don't want him to break his record. First of all, you trying to keep a fighter focused on fighting and not getting involved in the streets. I fail to see the fucking connection. I fail to see the logic in that. And when Floyd said, I made a lot of bad decisions and like a lot of mistakes, you know, on my come up as well. So I don't, you know, I'm trying to keep him from, you know, going there. And I remember Floyd saying that with Adrien sitting right next to him. Adrien sitting there shaking his head as if he agrees. But then at the same time, when Floyd is talking to him, fuck the cameras, Floyd is talking to him, yo, Adrien, you got to change the way you're doing things, man. The way you going, you're gonna end your career. No cameras there. We're not there, right? They having their one-on-one. But Adrien decides to, you know, go out, rip up money, throw it up in the air, flush it down the toilet, be real disrespectful, real vulgar about everything and everybody. He's attracted to drama. Anytime he hears something, I gotta jump on social media and talk my shit. And no matter what happens, somehow Adrien Broner is always the victim. He's always, everybody's after him. He didn't do nothing. It's always one of those things. And if people around Adrien Broner, see, I don't know who's around Broner. Broner might be one of those people that if you don't agree with him, you a hater. Maybe he's one of those people that have nothing but yes men around him. Maybe he's one of those people that nothing you say makes sense to him if it goes against what he wants to do, even if what he wants to do is going to get him in jail or worse. So when I look at a guy like Adrien, or just as bad, let me put it like that way, because honestly, I do feel like there's things worse than dying, honestly. But Adrien Broner is one of those like guys that for no matter what he does, people, oh man, that's fucked up, yo, and they start, like I said, start reminiscing about his career and what he could have been and what he was, and then they start this hallucination with this whole I think Adrien still could be champ. Adrien is done. I don't know if he was training just to train. I don't know if he was in the gym just to keep from getting in trouble. I don't know what his plans were, if he had a fight. I don't know. All I know is that it's a pattern of Adrien Broner constantly getting himself in situations that don't work out for his best interests. And when I, you know, like when I hear stories like this, people don't understand something. Do you have relatives that you love and care about, but you can't fuck with them because of who they are? Because they're going to do something that's going to cause you to get physical with them, or completely just push them out your life, and because it's your blood relatives, it hurts, but you can't have pity and remorse for somebody that can possibly bring harm. I mean, I remember dudes being in the car with each other, and somebody got drugs on them. Cops pull them over, they stick it under the seat. It's not mine, right? You completely jump in the car knowing the person you're in the car with don't do drugs at all, don't do nothing, don't sell them, don't have nothing to do with it. But your bullshit lifestyle, people come in your home and steal from you, People trying to have sex with somebody, with their cousin or their brother's wife, and like all kinds of, like, just, you know, you got drug addicts that they'll steal because hey man, I want to get high. I don't mean to steal from you, but I can't control myself. You know, all types of whatever it may be, and it's like, oh, you got that person that's addicted to drama and negativity. I don't care if we family or not. You will not bring that into my life. So I don't know who's around Adrien Broner, but to be honest with you, all the sarcasm and the shit talking that he does, and all the cheesing that people do, I feel like that's what happens when you have yes men around you. Nobody has the courage to say, hey, listen. Nobody has the mentality to tell you, you need to straighten up. Y'all start attacking Floyd, you start attacking Al Heyman. It's everybody except for Adrien Broner. Every single time, it's everybody other than Adrien Broner. So who's to blame now? It's like for y'all that hear him talk that stuff about if the roles was reversed and he was in Floyd's position and Floyd was in his position, they'd have been fought already so they could make that $100 million. Come on, man. And that would cause Adrien Broner to straighten up. Listen. Arrogance and stupidity is a bad combination. And when I see people do stupid things, it's just like, for example, I watch Floyd do dumb shit and just do silly shit. Really mostly just silly, goofy shit. I watched him, you know, when I say arrogance, I'm not talking about him calling himself TBE. I'm not talking about his confidence that he can beat any fighter. The arrogance, certain things that he would just say in like interviews, whether it was referencing his daughter or who she settled down with, or just the whole, I know that people that have money think that they're better than you. People that have money remember where they came from when they tell their story, but they forget where they came from in terms of how they treat other people a lot of times. I've seen, listen, Mayweather has said a whole lot of shit I don't agree with. You understand what I'm saying? But what you can't fucking overlook, he never, ever, at no point did he show you he don't take his career serious, that he wasn't focused, that he wasn't hungry. By no stretch of the mind. You can imagine what you want. But that motherfucker's 50-0 for a reason. He's as wealthy as he is for a reason. So all the hate talk, I don't care about that. When I see Adrien Broner type stories, that shit hits you hard as a human being. And as a black man coming from the same type of situations, knowing what's out there. You know, I look at that and what I say is this. For Broner, for anybody out there, I see, you know, these dudes like Abdullah Mason, Keyshawn Davis, and how every time he's in front of the camera after the fight, he pulls his brothers in. You know, he try to keep the same people on the same cars when he fighting. That's what you need. That's how you build. Now, I'm not sitting here focused on somebody's wealth. I'm not sitting up here bragging about how much money somebody had. No, that's not what I do. I look at what's going on in the ring. But looking at the actions of people, understanding where people are coming from, what they're doing, what they're trying to do. Keyshawn Davis then told a story about how he was in a mental institution, all types of things, how he lost himself, had to find himself again. So we all go through ups and downs. Muhammad Ali had ups and downs. Evander Holyfield had ups and downs. We all have been through the struggles. But that bullshit excuse about, you know, the money was coming too fast, I ain't know what to do, I was young. Right, so you decided to just be an asshole. Now that I got money, let me just get arrogant and, you know, mistreat people going through the same struggles that I've been through. And that whole mess between Adrien Broner, Alicia Baumgartner, and Bill Haney was one of those things where I'm just like, look at this shit, man. Black people just can't get along. Black people that decide it's more important for me to get in front of a camera and degrade the name of other black people simply because we've been so divided. We've been so separated as a people that mentally we still We still just don't understand. We still don't get it. Everybody want to put on for my city. You know, my city. What is your city doing for you? What is your city doing for you? And in terms of the people, in terms of those who you're out here slapping hands with and building relationships with, if people can't, let me explain something to you. I could be friends with you. People that I know will tell you I've never asked them for a penny. I've done nothing but help other people, but I like to be able to have conversations with people that have some type of intellect. You understand what I mean? I like to be able to have conversations with people, like, just say, for example, out here today, it's ice. Me and my sons came out here last night, and there was no snow. There's just ice. We had to shovel the driveway to get the ice off the ground. It was 35 degrees yesterday. Today is 18. So when I look outside, now it's not about what other people are doing or not doing. There was a lot of like slushy water out in the driveway. And I'm telling my son, nah, don't put salt down now. He knew it, but certain areas I'm saying no, because this right here, this salt's just going to dissolve in it. I said the temperature's going to drop and this is going to freeze up. And when it freezes up, we'll come outside tomorrow morning before you got to go to work and we'll salt then. It's called making sense. And then my son said, thanks, Pop. And what he said thanks, Pop, for was because he was out here working, trying to get it done. He was getting it done. But he was, thinking ahead and, so little things like that. I like to be able to talk to people that can say things in a positive way, that can impact my day in a positive way. I don't like to be around people that just try to help bring that rage out of you, help bring the worst out of you. We're responsible for our actions. If I go out here and beat somebody senseless in a few minutes, I'm responsible for my actions. But I know I could tell somebody right now, yeah, such and such. All right, just so you know, let me know when you see this dude, because I'm on his ass. People can say, and will say, yo, you want me to take him out? Nah. Let me know when you see this dude. I'm on his ass. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then I can get in front of his camera and brag about how I beat the fuck out this dude, how I got an army of dudes with me if something go down. I can do, but what am I doing that for? And 10 times out of 10, when that happens, who are you getting the army for? Who are you squatting up for? Somebody else black. So when I'm basically spreading a message of peace, that's for mankind in general, not just black people. But you have to address your black people, just like your family. You can't go out here talking about what everybody else's family's doing, but you don't even have your family in check. No, you have to be able to open your mouth and speak. So it's not like I'm going to say, like, even what I'm saying about Adrien Broner, this isn't a message about, Adrien Broner, you dumb motherfucker, you stupid bitch, you made it. No, that's not what this is. This is a message of, listen, people go through shit, they make decisions. You can't stand up in front of a fucking court of law and talk about, I came from water and cornflakes. And they don't give a fuck about that. They might get sarcastic and tell you, yeah, well, the way you're going to be right back to eating water and cornflakes. Or water without the flakes. Why are we holding on to this bullshit mentality? And every time I see those comments, yo, Adrien the real one, yo, he a real nigga, I just shake my head at this shit, because it's like, yeah, that's his problem. Being a real nigga instead of a real black man, a real man, a real nigga. Who are you catering to? Who you are trying to impress by saying these things? The people in your corner. I heard a rapper say something one day, and I understood what he was saying. But at the same time, I'm like, what happens when you get set in your ways, a lot of times people, what good they see in something, it impedes their ability to see the bad, the negative. And what he said, they were comparing rappers, right? And what he said is, you got some rappers that make you do this. Oh, what'd he say? Oh, shit. Let me rewind that. Oh, shit. Then you got some rappers that make you go, see, he know what I'm going through. Every time I hear rappers say, people told him, yo, man, your music got me through 2 years of prison, yo. Yo, your music got me through, right? Okay, cool. How come those same messages didn't keep them from going to prison? And my point with that is, if all I'm doing is making songs about pain and struggling and robbing people that look just like me, terrorizing the same neighborhoods that I'm complaining about me being mistreated in, and somebody can say, see, Aries know what I'm going through. That means that I'm sitting here talking about putting a bullet in somebody's head. If I'm sitting here talking about taking somebody's life, if I'm sitting here talking about knocking up all these chicks and not taking care of my kids and bragging about it, and you can relate to that, look at what you're agreeing with. Huh? You ain't a blood or a crip. You a bitch to make it simple. I put a slug in your temple and make you a bloody cripple. Yo! That nigga said, yo! That's what I'm talking about, nigga. See, yo, like that nigga down the street, that nigga's a blood. Yo, I'm telling you, I see that nigga. He know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? This is my point. You know what music is to me? It doesn't set the tone of my day. It doesn't set the vibe. But I do like to listen to music and feel like, all right, yeah, I listen to the gritty shit. It's the right gritty shit. But I didn't like the reaction I got from it. That's the point. And people will go, why didn't you? Bro, I wasn't writing this shit from a good space mentally. I meant the shit that I was writing down. And I noticed everything about war and pain, people embraced. The positive shit got the, I feel that. But it's the other shit that had them jumping up out their seats. See, that's my point. So when that rapper said, you got rappers that make you do this, meaning rewind, and let me rewind that. Then you got rappers that do, see, he know what I'm talking about. See, and that's my point. So if you can't relate to love, to positivity, unity, integrity, good nature, but you can relate to murder, kill, that means for me to put that shit in your system. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I just didn't like the reaction, and people didn't understand that. As long as you get paid, that's all that matters. No, motherfucker. That's exactly the problem with you motherfuckers. As long as money's involved, that's all y'all care about. So when Adrien Broner was out here throwing money away, why wasn't people saying, AB, instead of being an asshole, ripping up money, flushed it down the toilet, don't you know you could have easily said, hey man, there's people less fortunate out here. You know what? Hey, excuse me, how you doing, sir? How you doing, man? Hey, you know what? I just feel like being generous, man. Hey man, this is for you. Have a good day. Why not give it to somebody less fortunate? Why not give it to somebody that's just going to take the money whether they need it or not, and just put it to good use? Nah, you flush it down the toilet. Yo, I don't carry nothing but 50s and 100s. I don't even know how these got here. I don't carry 20s, yo. I don't even know how this got in here. And I'm like, what are you proving by doing that? But then you get in comment sections, yo, AB a real nigga, yo. That's my nigga, yo. That's why I love that nigga. Why? Because he's doing ignorant shit? Do you see the examples I just made about the negative lyrics and this person make you do this and that? Do you see what I'm saying? You see the connection? You get applauded for saying and doing negative shit. Adrien Broner and anybody else, whether you rich, whether you broke, no matter what your situation, if you're out here trying to make it in this world, you're going to always have ups and downs in life. The point of never getting to a point, to never being in a position where you eat good every day, your family's good, you can always pay your bills, it's frustrating, and it causes people to do a lot of things, whether it's committing suicide or becoming drug addicts, trying to just get through the pain. It can have its effect. And a lot of times people don't appreciate life and understand, I can make it, I just have to go do it. And that's what I love about Dick Gregory. He's like a fuck hope and praying all that bullshit. You got to go out and make your fucking self do what you got to do. And that is something people don't understand. And that's something that people will go, yeah, but he don't get it, see, because he made it. Because he pushed himself. He wasn't born into some shit. He went out and made the effort to become what he wanted. So it's easy to cater to that pain and struggle. See, man, niggas ain't got shit out here, man. This is what. And then it seems like there's never any real middle ground. It's either that or you become some arrogant prick. For a person that becomes rich, for a person that comes out here and then they make it, they become this successful entertainer or whatever. What happens to these people when all of a sudden, just take a guy for example, and you're out here and you're at some party, some club, you're taking all these pictures, you're chopping it up with all these different artists and all of a sudden you go to the hotel, you done had sex with 3, 4, 5 women all at the same time, and you sitting up here like, I'm the man, yo. You smiling, you thinking about what you came from to where you are now, and you feel like this is gonna always be like this. I'm gonna make sure I keep my grip on this, and I gotta enjoy it, because you never know what could happen. But man, I'm here, I'm rich out, and all of a sudden now one day, police at your door arresting you. Somebody then said you raped them or you did something to them, and you realize that people in this industry will set you up. People will blackball you, all types of shit. And now it either knocks you back down to you embrace reality again, or you become even more arrogant if you survive it. Now all I'm saying is real simple. If you don't get a grip on your own life, you can blame everybody around you. You can blame your mama, you can blame your papa, you can blame your brothers, your sisters, you can blame anybody. They're not going to go to jail with you. They're not going to go to a grave with you. You are accountable for your own actions. Why is it any different for anybody else? Just because they have celebrity status or they're known to the world for something that they do. For Adrien, I mean, what else is there to really say? You can wish people well, you can pray for them, all that bullshit, you can do all of that. I can't want something for a person more than they want it for themselves. And neither can you. And the reality is, you're going to have people going, that's fucked up, what's happening to AB, blah, blah, blah. Then you're going to have people going, and I'm sick of this motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. I'm sick of him. Every time I turn around, I vouch for this dude, and he go do some more dumb shit, fuck him. You're going to have a lot of people saying a lot of different things. Understand something. A person has to want to change. A person has to want to do things where they're not going through this type of shit. You have to be more responsible. And like I told you before, I believe strongly Floyd Mayweather, Al Haymon, and anybody else involved realize Adrien Broner is a bad risk. Because you invest into this guy, you want to put him in the best fights, he goes in, he doesn't perform. You don't know what type of mental state he's going to bring to the game, the lack of maturity. He doesn't have the hunger, he doesn't have the mindset to go forward in boxing. So I don't give a fuck how good he was at one point and what he did. That was then. This is now. And life after boxing means, plain and simple, either you're going to get it together so you can make it on this earth, whatever you're doing, or you're going to continue to find yourself in trouble. And with the type of following that Adrien Broner had, he probably still can pull off making a podcast or doing something, that having more positive people around him. And the thing with Adrien, whatever he chooses to do would be on him. But he had a podcast. If he's going to have a podcast and it's just going to be a bunch of so-called real niggas on there and people from his city and all they doing is talk about who's a bitch-ass nigga, who's a real nigga, is that what the world need? We don't need another non-productive fucking platform just for somebody to get on there and talk shit and act ignorant. And I'm not saying that's what he would do, but I'm not saying that's what he wouldn't do. I don't know. But for someone to not have a business-minded mindset and brag about being in the streets and talk about they got bodies and all this other goofy shit, and then go in the ring and then get the shit beat out of him, get knocked down, get his tooth knocked out, get beat up by a fucking guy that's not even that good. You still waiting for Adrien Broner to come in there and shock the world and have that one last fight where he goes in there and defeats somebody that's a top-level guy? Well, I know a lot of people that would trade places with these rich people. When you get that position, you get there, and your arrogance kicks in, and y'all still don't get it. Y'all still don't get it. You are responsible for your own actions, and Adrien Broner is just another sad example of what happens when you're not dedicated, you're not focused, and you know your fans can also set you up for help you set yourself up for failure, because they get in there and tell you can do no wrong. They get in there and talk to you like everything you're doing is just, on the right path, and everybody else around you is a hater. Okay? I tell you what, though. If he gets through this situation where it doesn't escalate to something worse, or he just spirals out of control, or whatever the hell, if he does, let's say he learns from this situation. When he decides to get things on track in his life, that's when things will happen differently for him. For all of us out there from the streets, from these rough situations, when you put yourself in a position to want to be a so-called real nigga, when you put yourself in a position to feel like you have something to prove to people in a negative way, and I'm still that nigga, I'm that same nigga I always been, that's pretty much exactly how people gonna look at you. Yep, you still that same nigga, you still that same nigga that you always was, and that's exactly why you're in the position you in now, and why you can't sustain what you've built on your path to greatness. And if I don't give a fuck about all that greatness and pound for pound shit, but I'm saying to establish yourself as one of the best fighters out there, and right now you should be in a position where you're managing fighters, you have your own podcast, you got things going for you because you are a sharp businessman and understands. But right now, nah. Right now, what you are doing and where you are, the only people that's really checking for you are the ones that, he know what I'm going through, see right there. Brothers like myself who know. If you guys remember, I told you, and I'm not, there was a podcaster, whatever, a content creator that talked all of this black, but he called Adrien Broner a loser in life. It said anybody that supports Adrian's career is a loser in life, and I can't fuck with you. And I said, you're not for black people. You're selective with who you're for. Now, I can understand Adrien Broner does a lot of dumb shit, but the fact of the matter is, you support other fighters that do dumb shit, but they're just more successful than Adrien. You support other fighters that lie and make excuses up and do a whole bunch of cornball shit the same way. But somehow, you're selective. So you're not for black people. You're for certain black fighters. And I made that clear. So when I'm saying what I'm saying, it's to bring the truth out that, yo, you are saying things, but it shows you who you really are. Because this motherfucker, when he responded, he tried to, yo, Adrien, you ain't got to try to impress me with this shit. It proved nothing to me. I hear what you said about Adrien. But for you to even say some shit like Adrien Broner's a loser in life and anybody that supports him is a loser, what? Everybody's supposed to like whatever fighters you like or dislike whatever fighter? You never heard me tell anybody who to like or not like. I'm going to be honest about how I see them skill-wise. But at the same time, just like when I said, Adrien is nowhere near as good as Floyd. He tries to imitate Floyd, but he's nowhere near as good. I didn't say that out of hate for him. I said it because of the fucking truth. And my point was, you're trying to sack Adrien Broner in terms of saying, like, fuck that nigga. I'm saying, nah, for me, I don't know these people. And don't get me wrong, Adrien Broner says and does shit that rub people in the way where, yeah, I can understand why people be like, I can't fuck with Adrien. But you came on your platform, and you have a big platform, and you said all of these things, and you verbally assaulted other people, for example, that say, I don't fuck with Deontay Wilder. I just don't think he's a skillful fighter. These people wasn't saying all that shit about him, oh, Deontay's a loser in life, and anybody that supports Deontay Wilder's a loser, and all of this, and I can't. No. So once again, let a black man speak, and speak up for his so-called people, but just to turn around and make a hypocrite out of himself. So yeah, there's been times where I'm saying I'm defending the truth and the logic of the situation. And I said, nah, you guys are making fun of Adrien Broner and wishing bad things on him and saying he's a loser and fuck that dude, he's a piece of shit. Y'all all said all of that shit. You know, I've heard several celebrities say they don't really care for Adrien Broner. So it's like I said, like when he made an ass out of himself, ripping up money. And I'm not making no excuses for nobody. That was a stupid move. It was an asshole, arrogant move. And like I said, there are less fortunate people. There were so many people. You're in Walmart. And even before you ripped that money up, you could have went outside and just said, hey, and like I said, you could have just gave the money to somebody. You could have just gave that money away. You could have went and helped less fortunate people with that money. I don't carry nothing less than... Yeah, fuck I'm going to make excuses for. But, once again, I address the situation. Not a personal dislike or disdain for these people. No. A liar is a liar. Let's just say it like it is. I don't care what color you are. A fool is a fool. I don't care what color you are. But at the same time, when you have people around you, yeah, I'm not sitting here saluting Hitler, y'all. I'm trying to keep the sun out my face because when the sun blares in, this is what happens. All right. So what I'm saying, plain and simple, is for our people coming through these struggles, nobody gives a fuck about what we go through. That's why when people say and do racist shit towards us, for example, it's always ha ha ha. Well, I mean, you know, have a sense of humor. Like I said before, it's never, nobody feels our pain. People don't feel the need to dig into our history to understand what's really happening and what we're going through even now. No, everybody think that they know the score with black people. Oh, they just complain and always asking for admirations and they think this and they don't know shit. But once again, when it comes to us standing together and speaking out for what's true, see, because I would rather somebody be honest about something and then I know the truth than to be comfortable with a lie. Because right now, for example, who you think is sitting in the cell next to Adrien Broner? Which one of you fans is willing to trade your life in to go in there and be in the cell with him? Which one of you fans are willing to throw your life away because you can relate to him, so you know what I'm going through? I'm just going to close this video in saying, I love those who love me. I don't pick and choose who's who to me because of skin color or nationality. And any fucking time anybody speak up for their Mexican people, for their Filipino people, You know, for their Russian people, for their British people, or whoever. It's always people just being patriotic. But as soon as a black man speak up, a black person stand up and speak up for their people, oh, we're racist, we're hateful, we're this and that. Go fuck yourself. Because you are nothing but a racist, pathetic individual that don't know or care about our struggles and what we deal with. And I can sit here and give you so many true stories and facts of things right now just from 2025 of what's happening to black people. But you know what happens? Racist people don't care. And this is exactly why now you're starting to see white Americans speaking out against their community, the racist people in their communities, the racist people that have high positions, you know, that are contributing to this racist bullshit and these acts. And now, just for example, you see the Trump supporters thought that the only people that was going to be affected by Trump's actions was people that wanted Kamala Harris in. But now Trump supporters are starting to see, damn, we being affected by what this guy's doing as well. Trump, but you lied to us. You said this and you said that. What's going on? Feel really stupid now, don't they? Your racist acts come back to bite you in the ass. White Americans speaking out against what white supremacists are doing. White Americans speaking about racism, speaking about being raised up in racist homes and being an outcast to the family because they refuse to be racist. Oh yeah. So I can tell you what I'm saying, and a white person can tell you the same exact things, but you won't say that that white person is full of hate and anger. Huh? Your racist ass will say either they're sellouts, they're turning their back on their good white people, or you might wake up and go, damn, well, this person is saying the same thing Ari said. Gotta be some truth to it. Motherfucker, I was born into this shit. What the fuck do you think you gonna tell me about my people that I don't know already? So when white people are speaking and saying the same things I'm saying, how could I come from a space of hate and not them? No, hate has nothing to do with it. We hate white supremacy or anybody. I don't bow to nobody. I don't bow to no fucking body, black, white, or whatever. And I'm not a part of any group. I'm not a part of any organization no, what I am is for justice and equality. But I'm not going to sit here and let people try to dictate to me who I am and what I am and what my people are and where we go and where we come from. And this is why I hope to see people like Adrien Broner get uplifted and hey, do what he has to do for him. He's not doing it for me. It would be cool if Deontay Wilder lose a fight and say, hey man, the better man won. And not 2 days later, well, what happened was I smoked the tea bag on my porch and some of the porch wood got in the tea bag and it fucked my brain up and I had no, it would just be cool to just, hey, listen, you lost a fight, that's all. That's it. It will be cool to see human beings in general, but especially black people going, hey, listen, man, Clarissa's confident that she can beat anybody. Hey, I give her props, man, because if that was my sister, yeah, if that was my mom, if that was my wife, I would want to know that she can handle herself. If I'm not there, something happens, she can defend herself. And you know what? She backs it up. Who do you think the next great black fighter going to be? The fuck do you mean? What the fuck you think Clarissa Shields is? What you think Terrence Crawford is? What you think Tate Davis is? What you think Shakur Stevens is? What you think Keyshawn Davis is? What you think Abdullah Mason? What the fuck do y'all mean? What you think Alicia Baumgartner is? Everybody is paving their way, their own way. I don't like the backstabbing. I don't like the monkeying around. I don't like the fucking let me do exactly what our oppressors want us to do. And in closing, only a racist is going to defend racism and racist people. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video. And in fact, cherry on the top is when I address racism and some racist motherfucker comes in the comment section to respond, to try to combat what I'm saying as if I'm the one racist because I'm standing up to your fucking oppressing, lying, evil-hearted fucking ways. you're exactly who I'm talking to and talking about. And if you feel froggy, motherfucker, leap. I show my face. Anywhere I go, I walk confidently and ready. All the time.